are you? It's good to see everybody again. We are now in week 14. I hope you are as excited as I am. One more week to go before we have our final exam. Okay, so week 14 for English 1 for Diploma 3, KU31101, we'll be discussing about digital divide. This one is I would say it is a very interesting topic, considering that you are actually now in experiencing this kind of issues. Okay, so with me, Miss Mona Lisa Pasaribu, we are going to look at the video for today. Alright, so as you can see over here, we're going to look at the topic of the review from last week and then the objective for this week, and we'll discuss a bit about digital divide, and we'll do some practices related to discussion. Alright, so a very quick review over here. Last week we were doing an online debate, and you have done, many of you are actually discussing about whether which one is better, is it on sports or a movie. But this one we are going to look at the esports specifically. Now my question here is esports a real sport? Okay, because if someone imagine sport should be, moving your body. Now do you think esport is included as a sport, or is it a real sport? Okay, please answer this question by yourself, and then later we will discuss your answer in our practicum session. Alright, so now we will talk about the objectives for this video, for the materials for this week. So the first one is for you to be able to comprehend issues related to IT, particularly in digital divide, because digital divide is a hard issue nowadays. And then the second one, we'll be discussing about how to conduct a focus group discussion. So it's different from debate. Debate is there are two teams. If it is a focus group discussion, you are going to stand up for your own opinion. However, you also let the others to share their own thoughts and their opinions. And we are going to discuss topics related to IT and particularly about digital divide. Alright, so this is a quick picture of how a digital divide is. So a digital divide divides the technology, the one with the technology and the ones without the technology or less technology. Alright, so a warm-up discussion here. There are three questions, and I want you to post these answers in the YouTube comment. So the first one is, what do you know about digital divide? And then the second one, do you experience digital divide? And why do you think digital divide happens? Okay, so what do you know about digital divide? Do you experience digital divide? And why do you think digital divide happens? So this is a question for you as a warm-up, and I want you to post these answers in the YouTube comment. Alright, so now we'll be looking at the reading related to digital divide. Okay, so with this reading, as usual, I want you to practice reading this by yourself. And if you have words you don't understand, do consult with the dictionary, or you can always ask me in person or in the group. Okay, so this text is about digital divide, and digital divide is always related to locations and facilities. So, or we call this here in this text, it says infrastructure. Okay, so have a look by yourself, and hopefully this text can give you a better understanding on what a digital divide is. Alright, so now we'll be looking at what we have discussed in the last meeting. So last meeting we were talking about critical reading, and we actually have done critical thinking practice last week, even though some of you may find it a bit difficult because you are not familiar with expressing your ideas. So now we are going to do this again in a form of a discussion. So first of all, those discussion is actually involving critical thinking in it. Okay, so what is actually a critical thinking? It is the objective analysis of facts to form a judgment, and it allows you to make a logical and informed decision to the best of your ability. So you're not only making decisions or making judgment merely because someone else did it for you, because someone else are giving that opinion. Okay, so you are not giving judgment or decisions because of others. Because other people are doing the same thing, but it is because you have analysis, and the analysis is objective and it is logical, and you have been informed, so you have full information before you make the decision. Okay, so that's what we call as critical thinking. All right, so think critically has you can actually do it in many ways, but I'll put over here three ways to do it. So the first one is to understand the issue. Okay, so you understand what it is, because obviously if you don't understand the issue, then it will be very problematic, and you don't know what to say. Yeah, and then after that, use your background knowledge. So for example, you can use your experience as to help you with making your decision. And then you also need to ask questions. So always ask questions. What if like this? What if like that? Where can this happen? Where can this be applied? Okay, so these steps or these ways can hopefully help you to do critical thinking. Yeah, if in the last page you see that there is a question, there is a step saying that you need to ask questions. So the questions that can help you to make a decision or to give you a judgment is something like this. Okay, and remember, this is only a guidelines to help you. You can always develop your own. Okay, so the first one is who benefits from this policy, or who will it bring harms to, and then what's the strength, what's the weakness, and where can you get more information, or where can this be applied. Okay, and then when is it acceptable, is it only for specific time, or is it for every time. Okay, and then why, what is the problem, what is the challenge, and how would you foresee this in the future. Okay, so when you are thinking of something, try to look at the bigger picture. So let's say, for example, if I said to you about digital divide, and I said that digital divide is digital divide happens, okay, because some people live in remote area. So with that, do you think anyone is getting harm, or will anyone actually get benefits from that situation? And then we'll look at what is the strength and the weakness from this statement, and then where can you get where can it actually be applied? Is it to every area, or is it only to a certain area? And then when is it acceptable or unacceptable? What is the problem and the challenge? And do you think it will exist in the future? Okay, so that will guide you to see the bigger picture of one thing or one issue. Alright, so now what I'm going to ask you to do first is I want you to underline some important ideas from the passage digital connectivity dependent on location. Okay, and I want you to understand, I want you to decide your side. Do you agree or disagree with the statements delivered in the text, okay, or in the reading passage? And if you agree, why? If you disagree, why? Alright, and then the next one is you're going to have a quick practice over this issue. Okay, so there is an issue about future technology will replace teachers. So what I want you to do, I want you to use the questions as the guideline, the who, what, where, when, and why, and also how, to think about what this means. Okay, so look at the bigger picture of the impact or this issue. Will future technology replace teachers? Who will be benefit from it? Who will be harmed? Where can this be applied, and etc, etc. Okay, so try yourself and help yourself to do this exercise. And then we'll be looking at focus group discussion. I'm sure you have done many discussions, especially as a student in college or higher education. Discussion is a must, okay? But what we are going to look at today is we're going to look at the focus group discussion, or we call it FGD. Okay, so there are some roles in FGD. So the first one is the leader. So the leader will open the discussion and let each member introduce themselves. And you will open the discussion or start with the topic and then give opportunities for others to respond. And then after that, close the discussion. So here are the roles of a leader. And while the other one, minuter, we call it note taker. So note taker is to note or to write down all the important arguments by all the members and to prepare one conclusion from this after you have done the discussion. Okay, so the two roles are the most important part. Okay, so now what we will do for the practicum session is I want you to look at some topics over here. So I have one, should phones be banned in schools? Does technology destroy nature? Modern technology cuts family time. Should a photo ID be required to register for a social media? And is cyber stalking good? Okay, so all of this, I want you to prepare with the questions that I have presented earlier. So using who, what, when, where, how, why, all of those. Prepare that for these questions, for these topics. And then later, when you want to give a summary, so the summary is, we'll look at the definition of a summary first. So a summary is a comprehensive, and it's usually a brief abstract or recapitulation or a compendium of previously stated facts or statement. So if you want to write a summary, you make sure that there are main arguments or main points discussed, and you give the most important facts and also the feedback towards the discussion. And then that would be for the theory session. For the practicum session, we are going to practice the FGD. So it will be in a breakout room again, and then you will do discussion. One will become the minuter, the other will become the leader, and the rest will become the participants. And then the minuter will be doing the writing for the summary of the discussion in that group. Okay? So this is a quick checklist. So if you think you are practicing critical thinking in the reading related to IT, then you can give checklist. If you can do focus group discussion, then you can give checklist. And if you can write and present summary of the discussion, you can give checklist to this. So next week, what we will do, as the last week, we are going to do a reflective writing. Reflective writing is to help you looking back again on what you have learned over the semester and how have you progressed over the semester in terms of language learning, English language learning. Okay, so that would bring me to the end of my video today. Thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. Here are the references for today's meeting. So please prepare yourself for the practicum session, because we will practice the focus group discussion, and everyone must be involved in that practicum session. Okay, So thank you very much for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, ciao. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.